Hey guys, Mizuki here. Let's talk about the latest absolute spectacle, that is Dragon Age the Veilguard, or as I like to call it, Dragon Age the Veilguard. So don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe and bells, so you kind of make sure that you're gonna see more of me there. Not 100% sure though. YouTube shows what he wants at the end of the day, but it helps. Now, let's get started. So, picture this. It's the end of the last year. A few months ago, hope was still alive, dreams were still intact, and then boom! BioWare said, hey, let's set those dreams on fire, and gave us this, easily one of the biggest game disasters of 2024. No, scratch that, one of the worst game releases in human history. I mean, we're talking about a game that had the potential to resurrect a legendary franchise, and instead, it was like watching someone try to microwave a steak. Tragic. And listen, I say this with love. I wish it was a good game. For real. But from the moment I laid eyes on the trailer, my soul whispered, something is very, very wrong here. And, oh boy, was my soul correct? This thing was a titanic failure, a train wreck in 4K resolution, the kind of disaster that makes Anten looks like a misunderstood genius. And what's wild, it's not even a fun bad game. Like, at least some bad games are funny, this one was just boring, painful, and cringe-inducing. But here is where it gets hilarious now. Despite the game being about as appealing as a wet sock, the traditional gaming media and some influencers, and you know exactly the type I'm talking about, got on their digital soapboxes, cultured their pearls, and dramatically declared, this game is a success, a triumph, a true masterpiece. Baka. Ah, yes, of course, a game that nobody liked it, bombed harder than a bad stand-up comedian, and left EA with a financial black hole. But sure, let's call it a success. My eyes rolled so hard, I almost saw the back of my skull. These people went feral social media, defending Dragon Age the Veilguard with the dedication of a knight protecting a completely empty castle. Oh, and of course, they blamed its failure on the casual suspects. Toxic gamers, bigots, the hyper-mega-ultra right-wing conspiracy. Yes, clearly the reason nobody bought this game had nothing to do with the lifeless gameplay. Identity politics shoved down your throat like a bad cafeteria meal, and absolute lack of passion in its storytelling. Nope, it was totally the fault of the evil gamers, totally, of course. But here's the best part, this absolute success that couldn't even sell half of what EA had hoped for is now on PlayStation Plus for free! Ah, yes! Nothing screams successful game like being shoved onto a subscription service 4 months after release. That's about as dignified as a restaurant giving away free meals because nobody wants to eat there. And now EA is desperately begging people to play it. Please, please, someone play our game! It's like watching someone hand out flyers for a party nobody wants to attend. And do you know what makes it even funnier? This is their attempt to save the franchise. Oh, honey? No, just no. If anything, this is the digital equivalence of setting a brand new car on fire and then telling people, hey, wanna buy another one from us? And let's talk numbers because, oh boy, they love numbers when they are this bad. At launch, Dragon Age the Veilguard peaked at 6,000 simultaneous players on Steam. Sounds decent, right? Until you compare it to Baldur's Gate 3, 1 million players, and Black Myth Wukong's 2 million players. That's not even remotely close. Then it cannot even compare to the other Dragon Age games of the franchise, of course. That's like showing up to a bodybuilding competition with 2-pound dumbbells and saying, I'm ready to win. Oh, but what about the game, Mizuki? The water expecting double the sales it actually got, my dear viewer. Spoiler alert, it did not get that. And now they are left scrambling, throwing the game into the PlayStation Plus like it's some hot garbage they need to get rid of ASAP. This isn't just a little oopsie, this is a catastrophic embarrassment for BioWare, a company that used to be the absolute gods of RPGs, the same BioWare that gave us Mass Effect, the old Dragon Age games, and Knights of the Old Republic has now given us this. And to be clear here, I'm not saying a game being on PlayStation Plus is automatically bad. Sometimes good games get added there years later as a nice bonus, but when your game drops onto the service barely 4 months after release, that's a white flag if I ever seen one. Translation: nobody wants this. Please, someone, anyone, take it. It's like being invited to a wedding where nobody shows up and they start offering free cake to random strangers on the street. But hey, let's look at the bright side. Maybe some people will download it for free, play for 5 minutes and say, "Wow, I now understand why nobody bought this." And hey, maybe those people will become a lifelong BioWare fans. I'm just kidding here, just kidding. They absolutely won't. And for the final nail in the coffin, this was supposed to be the game to keep the franchise alive. This was supposed to be the game that reinvigorated Dragon Age. Instead, it's the game that's making people question if Dragon Age should even exist anymore. Seriously, EA, if this was your best attempt at saving Dragon Age, maybe just don't. Maybe just let it rest. Let it be remembered for the good times, not for this hot mess. We knew this was coming. This particular disaster was preheating the oven for a while. And now, ding! It's ready to be served, complete with a garnish of "I told you so." We're talking about a game that's about to bring EA a financial loss so colossal that even other contents probably had an existential crisis filling out the reports. Hundreds of millions of dollars, poof, gone! And let me tell you, when a company that thrives on selling overpriced in-game cosmetics starts losing that kind of cash, it's a full-blown, siren-blaring, health alert situation. But don't worry, I'm sure the higher-ups will still get their bonuses, because capitalism! Now, let's do some history homework. EA Play, formerly known as EA Access, their fancy little subscription service that gives you access to their catalog after the games have outlived their prime. You know the drill. FIFA drops into the service about a year after release because by then, another FIFA has already come out, ready to shake you down for more microtransactions. Same story with Battlefield. Give it a year and boom! It's in the catalog for the leftovers to keep playing. But hold up! Do you guys remember Anthem? Oh, Anthem, that glorious train wreck! They shoved that thing onto the subscription service barely 6 or 7 months after launch. And that, my friends, is when we all collectively realize, oh, this game is dead. This game is deader than my motivation to exercise. So here is where things start to get hilarious. Dragon Age the Veilguard? 4 months! Just 4! Before it hit a subscription service. That's not just a red flag, that's an entire parade of red flags marching down EA's corporate hallways. That's them admitting, yeah, this thing flopped so hard we had to emergency eject it into a service just to get some engagement. And trust me, engagement levels are still flatter than a soda left open overnight. And the numbers. Oh, the numbers. This thing sold about as well as tight water. You know it's bad when even the most diehard, cult-filled Dragon Age fans are struggling to defend it. And let's not forget the physical copies. Have you seen the stores? It's like a clearance bin apocalypse. Buy one, take 5. Please just make space on our shelves for literally anything else. But hey, the journals and Twitter lackeys were singing its praises, right? A success, a triumph, a groundbreaking win for gaming. I'm sorry. Yeah, so where is this groundbreaking win? I must be living in a parallel dimension because I'm looking at the charts and all I see is a flat line like there was in my analytics. Maybe I had been isekais, I don't know. I'm sorry. Where is the rabbit fanbase? Where is the undying love? Where are the glowing player reveals? Oh, that's right, they don't exist, because this game had all the staying power of a soap bubble in a hurricane. And what's even better? We call it this. We all knew from day one. We took one look at the marketing, the bold new direction, the absolute detachment from what fans actually wanted, and we said, yeah, this isn't going to end well. And what did the defenders say? You will see. Just wait for it. It will pick up through word of mouth. The reveals will turn around. 4 months later, just silence. Absolute, deafening silence. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's defending it. Not even the most delusional fanboys are clutching their copies, whispering, it's not that bad. And now it's hitting PlayStation Plus, like a final nail in the coffin, like a pity placement. Here, just take it. Please, someone, anyone, play it. And you have to wonder, was it worth it? Was the hundreds of millions in losses worth it? Did all that modern storytelling and diversity and inclusion rhetoric sell copies? Because the numbers sure aren't backing that up. Even EA's own CEO, Andrew Wilson, came out and basically went, yeah, we didn't even hit half of our expectations. That is like a restaurant opening up, expecting 5-star reviews, and instead, their Yelp page is just a compilation of memes about food poisoning. Taco Bell, I'm looking at you. BioWare, the studio behind this mess, even went on a firing spree. Director, gone. Half the dev team, poof, gone. It's a bloodbath over there. And what is EA's takeaway from this disaster, you might be asking yourself right now, my dev viewer? Oh, maybe it failed because we didn't put microtransactions in it. Are you serious? That is the lesson, not, hey, maybe we should listen to our audience and make a good game. Not, maybe we shouldn't alienate our core fanbase and churn out soulless and inspired drivel. Nah, clearly the problem was the lack of microtransactions, of course. And before anyone starts thinking, oh, maybe EA will learn from this, let me crush that hope right now. EA isn't going anywhere. Unlike Ubisoft, who is dangling on the edge of financial ruin, EA is still sitting on a pile of cash from their sports games. They can afford to screw up a few times, but here's the thing, they have so many good franchises and they just keep ruining them repeatedly, like watching someone burn a perfectly good steak and then insisting it's just how they like it. But before we go any further, I want to take this brief moment here to thank you all my patrons that support my work here on YouTube, and especially my Three-Tailed Fox tier members Heath Rowell and Fenny Sylvy for the incredible support to my work. You guys are amazing. You can support this channel life and growth with just $5 a month and gain access to many perks. This is less than a burrito. Check out my Patreon, link is in the description below. And yet, no matter how much we scream to the void, they just keep making the same mistakes. So hey, if they wanna keep throwing millions into the abyss, who am I to stop them? I'll just be here, laughing from a distance, watching the train wreck unfold in 4K. Like, subscribe and bells.